What's happening, party people? Happy Faith Focus and Follow Through Friday. You're gonna hear a little bit of an echo because I'm in an empty office, and I just wanted to drop this morning's daily morning motivational message from the office today because I want you to remember the power of sowing seeds. Remember, motivation is a lot like taking a bath, doing your hair, getting your nails did. Like, we do these things externally because we want to keep up an appearance that's pleasing to the eye. And hopefully it's for yourself, it's for how you want to be represented yourself. And we do these things on the exterior. We must also do them on the interior. You must take as much care and concern for what's happening up here as you do on the outside. As a matter of fact, it's the inner root that bears the outer fruit. And I want all of you to bear really good fruit. So today, we're going to talk about planting and sowing seeds. See, in order to do that, you have to till the soil, meaning you have to disturb it. You have to bring it and dig it up and turn it over, because sometimes the soil gets settled and then it hardens. We call that your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is your broke zone. And when you're in that comfortable space, that's where dreams and goals and ambitions and stretching and reaching for greatness and striving for more, all of those things go to die in the soil of comfort, because it becomes static, it gets hard. And if you put seeds on top of hard soil, there's no way for those seeds to take hold. It's kind of like when you take someone who pretends to be positive and who pretends to be excited, but underneath they're dying inside. Underneath they're really negative and toxic. Underneath they don't believe a word that's coming out of their mouth, because they're not doing the internal work. They're not working on this. They're just spewing forth some motivational quote or message they saw on somebody's wall. It's like when you spray paint motivation over rust. The rust is still there, and it's insidious, and it continues to fester, and you just keep spray painting more and more motivation over it, and you think another layer of motivation is going to help you. This is why people will fire themselves up. They'll get excited by a message like this. They'll get excited by going to an event. They'll get excited by watching a video. They'll get excited by reading a passage out of a book, and then they go out to try to take action. They get a little bit of resistance, and then they stop. They go out and they work out a couple of times, and then they stop. They go out and they start eating healthy for maybe 3 or 4 days, and then they stop. Why? Because they're not dealing with the internal mechanism. They're not dealing with their identity. And so you want to be mindful of doing the internal work, and you do that by tilling the soil. You got to dig it up and turn it over. And when you do that, you start to create a space for seeds to be planted. Now, metaphorically speaking, when you're tilling your own soil, that means you have to be willing to first acknowledge those shortcomings that are keeping you stuck. Maybe you have habituated a pattern of low self-talk, low self-worth, low self-image, and low self-esteem. Maybe you have habituated a pattern of giving yourself an out, making excuses, creating a story and a narrative that justifies you being stuck and not moving forward and not reaching and not stretching. Example, how many times have you had an opportunity to take action and then you talked yourself out of taking action? You had an instinct to apply for a promotion, and then you talked yourself out of it. You had an instinct to ask somebody out, and then you talked yourself out of it. You had an instinct, a gut feeling to sign up for a new gym membership or a new workout class, and then you talked you out of it because you're like, oh yeah, but I'm really busy and I want to do it, but yeah, now's not a good time because I got this, and this. And you lean back and fall back to that well-crafted narrative that's going to keep you stuck. Oh, when the springtime comes, then I'll do it. When I get out of this season of busyness, then I'll do it. When I get my tax refund, then I'll do it. When I get this done, when things are just right, then I'll do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Procrastination is the assassination of all hopes, dreams, and aspirations. So in order for you to till the soil, you have to be willing to get uncomfortable. You have to be willing to do something that you've never done. In order to become someone you've never been, you have to do some things you've never done. So in tilling that soil, it's first acknowledging some of your own behavioral patterns that keep you limited and or keep you stuck. The second part of that is that now you begin to undo some of the damage that's been done. So if you acknowledge some of these patterns, I'm always late, Ed. I'm very good at making excuses, Ed. I'm very good at giving myself an out. When it gets hard, I quit. When it gets tough, I beat myself up. And I lean into negative self-talk instead of talking myself up and out of whatever the fog that I'm in, whatever that funk that I'm in. I talk myself up and out of it. So you acknowledge, because you cannot change what you don't acknowledge. So now you've acknowledged these behavioral patterns that are limiting and serving as obstacles to your growth and your progress. As you continue to till the soil and loosen it up, then you remove those things. See, sometimes you have to spend some time unlearning some poor habit patterns, unlearning some poor thought patterns, unlearning some use of language that doesn't serve you. Now you're removing that, and then you're going to replace it with what? That's where the seeds come in. You're going to start planting seeds of high self-positive talk, planting seeds of high reaching and high aim and high achievement, planting seeds of divine effort, putting forth the kind of work and effort that you've never done before. You begin moving in such a way that people around you that know you, they're commenting on you. They're like, man, I've never seen you like this. I've never known you to get up this early and go to the gym. You've been doing this for the last 25 days. Wow, like you're really about it. Man, I see you're putting in the work. Man, I see you're really eating different. Like every time we go out, you're passing on the fried foods and you're getting salad and salmon and you're doing all these things. Man, I'm up in ways I never even thought about before. And so all of a sudden, the way that you're moving, you're planting seeds and you're putting rich seeds into this soil. And the soil takes hold of those seeds, and then something begins to take harvest. You see, when you look at the crop that's been planted, if it is not a plentiful crop, you don't blame the weather, you don't blame the harvest, you blame the person who sowed the seeds. And if that person who sowed the seeds understood that the soil has to be addressed, and then it has to be prepared, and then the seeds have to be planted. And then you do that again and again and again, over and over and over. The reason that you all are tapping into this daily morning motivational message, the reason that you guys have been sharing these videos, I know you've been sharing them and passing them on, is because you understand the power of consistency. You understand the power of planting powerful seeds. And so I want you to take this message, internalize it, activate it, and make sure that you like and subscribe, and then share it with somebody else, because it is a blessing to be a blessing. So happy Faith Focus and Follow Through Friday. We'll see you here on Monday. Have a great weekend, and let's keep making it do what it do.